Okay, so to use a voltmeter, how we would connect this is essentially you would attach touch the black probe at the negative terminal and the positive terminal or with the red probe. And of course, the unit that we're dealing with when we're dealing with potential difference is voltage. So if we were to draw a diagram, okay, so here is my cells. And let's say we had something like this. So here we have negative, positive. So where I would attach my voltmeter, and actually how you draw voltmeters in circuit diagrams. So just to recap, the voltmeter symbol, which we learned from last week, is a capital V with a circle around it. Okay? So when you're drawing a voltmeter on a schematic diagram like this, you actually would draw it as if it is connected at the spots it would be connected in. So if we wanted to measure the potential difference, let's say at this first light bulb, okay, so electrons are going in this direction, you would have to connect it where the electrons are coming in and where the electrons are coming out. So you don't actually have to draw in those X's, okay? So what you would do is you would actually show the connecting spots for your voltmeter. So the voltmeter connections should be before and after. If we wanted to measure with the voltmeter on this light bulb, we would have to measure it with the before and after connection. So you have to imagine this is representing this, where you would have the black terminal and the red terminal touching, right? So something like this. One would be connected to either side. So the electrons entering in and the electrons leaving. So if we wanted to measure the voltage of the battery, it would be the same thing. The connection would be around. So around from the 2 points of entry and exit on that battery. Okay, so if you're drawing a schematic diagram and it says there is a voltmeter connected at light bulb number 1, you would have to draw it in this way. You could actually also draw it. I'll show you another way of doing it. It's the same thing, but if you were to draw it on the other side, I'll use a different color to kind of highlight that. So you can draw it kind of connecting on the inside instead of the outside. But the point is you're still showing where would that hookup be. Okay, so that's a voltmeter. And actually the name for this type of hookup is called a parallel connection. So meaning it's not in a straight line like how your wire is, but it's connected around your light bulb or around your battery. Okay, so just be mindful of that. So that's potential difference. So potential difference is essentially the energy that is being used in that circuit. Or if we're talking about it, a battery, it's the potential of energy. So how much energy could we use in that circuit? Okay, so next we have electric current. Okay, so that's the second term that we are going to look at today. So current is actually looking at how fast the electrons are traveling in a conductor or through the wires. So for example, let's say I have a simple one cell battery circuit, okay? So the electrons are traveling. So what current is measuring is at one point, okay, and it can be anywhere in your circuit where the wires are, but you're measuring what is the speed of these electrons. So how quickly are those electrons passing through that conducting wire as they are leaving the battery and entering through the light bulb? And you can measure so that's called current. Current is essentially the number of electrons traveling for every second. So it's essentially, imagine you are a police officer who is on the side of the highway with your radar gun, and you're measuring how quickly the cars are passing by on the highway 404, right? So in this case, we are going to be measuring the current at how quickly the electrons are passing by through the wire. So it can be measured at any point on this circuit as long as if it's in a wire. So you cannot measure the current in a light bulb or in the battery, right? But you can measure it anywhere along a conducting line. So the term electrons per second actually has a simplified unit, which is called amperes, or for short, sometimes we call that amps. So current is measured in the unit of amps. So actually this has nothing to do with this here, but it's just the unit for the current. Okay, so amperes. So when we're talking about, let's say something has, 5 amps or 2 amps, you're essentially talking about how many electrons are flowing through that wire. So the higher the amps value, the more electrons that are passing by. So electrons are very, very, very small. Okay, so they move in small little clusters. So actually what we call that is a coulomb. So it's like a small, don't worry so much, you don't need to know how much a coulomb is worth, but just know that 1 coulomb is like a packet of electrons. Okay, so this is a lot of electrons in one tiny packet. So the current, before we get to that, current is actually looking at the number of coulombs per second. That's actually what an amp is equal to. So 5 amps versus 3 amps. 5 amps means you have 5, think of it as 5 packets of electrons every second. So every second that goes by, 5 packets of electrons have traveled through that wire. Or 3 amps, you have 3 packets of electrons that are traveling through that wire per second. So this is where you can sometimes have a safety mechanism in place. If the current traveling through the wire becomes too much, what can happen is you can essentially have an electrical fire. So the wire is basically running too hot. The electrons are moving too quickly, so the circuit becomes overloaded. That's why, if you remember, we have fuses and other safety mechanisms in place so that that doesn't happen. Okay, so types of current. I think I mentioned this in another video, but we have 2 types. Direct current, okay, or short for is DC, and alternating current, which is AC, okay? So direct current means that the electrons are flowing in only one direction. So meaning they're traveling, let's say, in a circuit from a battery, they travel only one way, okay? Only one way, from the negative to the positive, negative to the positive. So direct current is what we're working with most of the time when we're looking at circuits. Alternating current is where we are talking about larger amounts of electricity, which is typically from the wall socket. So that means that the current flows in one direction and then also in the other direction. So it flows back and forth. Okay, so the one that we are going to be dealing with the most is direct current. It's still important that you know the difference between these two. So what makes something alternating or not. Okay, so I've already mentioned a lot of what is here. So the unit for electrical currents are called amperes. Okay, or short form for that unit is a capital letter A. And if you remember when we were looking at the symbols for circuits, an ammeter, which is a device that measures current, the symbol for that is a capital letter A with a circle. So an ammeter is a device that measures the current in a circuit. And remember, when we're measuring current, it has to be somewhere along the wires. So 1 amp in a circuit means that 1 coulomb passes in a circuit every second, which I've already mentioned. So the higher the amount of amps, the more electron packets that are passing by in every second. So when we're drawing a circuit and we are measuring, let's say we had some, just a very simple one to show you what I mean. So let's say we wanted to measure the current right here, okay? So how we would show this, so the electrons are traveling in this way. So let's say we want to measure, I want to measure the electrons that are coming out of the light bulb. I want to know how fast are they coming out on this piece of wire right here. How you would draw that ammeter is you would have to draw the symbol for the ammeter on the wire that you want to measure the current in. So notice it's actually on the line. The voltmeter, if you remember, was connected around the circuit, but the ammeter has to be part of the circuit because remember, we want to measure the electrons that are moving through the wire, so they have to go through it. And you can use an ammeter anywhere along a wire. So let's say here I had another circuit. Maybe I have a switch here. Okay. So your circuit diagram might say, I want to check the current before it enters into the battery. Okay, well, before it enters into the battery means that we would have to measure it before it reaches this positive end of the battery. So we would have to draw our ammeter there. But let's say the ammeter said measure the current after it exits the battery. Our ammeter should be over here. Or maybe we want to measure in between the first two light bulbs, or over here before the third light bulb. The ammeter really can be placed anywhere along the lines. Now there's a term for how this is connected. So when we connect something on the same pathway, like how we did the ammeter, this means that we are connected in series. So just to recap here, when it's connected around, like how the voltmeter was connected to measure potential difference, that's called a parallel connection. But when we connect along the exact same lines, so on the actual pathway that we have for our circuit, that is called connecting in series. Okay, this will come up again when we look at our last part for electricity. We're going to look at different types of circuit connections. Series is one and parallel is another.